folks, my name is Anita Narayan, and on this video I want to talk about smart contracts and how to in particular make money with a smart contract program called Bull Run One. Now there are other smart contract programs out there and they kind of differ by virtue of their strategy, if you like, and how they reward people. And so I'm going to focus here on Bull Run One. And let me just get into sharing that with you now. So how to make money with Bull Run One. And I'm just going to cover and go through a few points like what is a smart contract for those of you who are unfamiliar or need to hit the refresh button on that, and how Bull Run as a program via its global auto pool works, who it's for, because it won't be for everybody, and you need to be able to select or deselect according to your search criteria and what you hear through this. And I'll also share my experience so far with it. I'll share the benefits as well, although I believe that will just reveal itself en route. And then on a practical note, how to register, how to enter and buy into a pool. It's a two-part process. And I'll also add to that, of course, how you can connect with me if you need and want more information. That will all be beneath this video here, depending on where you're watching it. Okay, so let me start by saying, before I explain the smart contract, Bull Run One is based around the concept of giving and receiving. That's it. It's very, very simple concept. And it delivers this and executes this via a smart contract. So let's take a look at what that is. A smart contract is an agreement between two people in the form of computer code. They run on the blockchain, which is like a ledger, a public ledger. So they're stored on a public database and cannot be changed. The transactions that happen in a smart contract are processed by the blockchain, which means they can be sent automatically without a third party. So let me just translate that into layman's speak for you. So in the physical world, whether in business or whether through consumerism, basically when you discuss business or agree to exchange goods, whatever it is, there's a verbal discussion, there's a verbal agreement, and once agreed verbally, it's formalized in the form of a contract, which can be manual, pen and paper and signature, or it can be done through a template online digitally. And once that's any edits are done and toing and froing, then signatures are done. Everybody has to sign the contract, and then once it's rubber stamped and ratified, then fees are exchanged and all goods exchanged in the process. And so that's how a contract works. And the reality is that at best, there's a lot of moving parts, and there's often lag time experienced before a contract gets finalized, agreed, money, goods exchanged. Often it can be cumbersome with a lot of bureaucracy, and sometimes you also get unethical practice like third-party interference, fraudulent practice, unethical practice, and either the monies don't get exchanged or the goods delivered, or there's something wrong, or payment isn't made across the term of the contract. And all sorts of variables around that. And what the smart contract does is it takes all that out. And that's why I've put in brackets that speed and transparency are key benefits, and it can't be tampered with, because by virtue of a smart contract and it being written in computer code and algorithms put in place, what that means in essence is that once the criteria of that contract is met, it then self-executes in a way that the money is delivered to the relevant party according to the agreement of that contract, and it's done fairly immediately, with speed, with transparency, and that whilst the anonymity and the privacy is intact of the persons concerned, you can see the transaction on another part of the blockchain, and no third party can change that contract. It can't be tampered, no scam, no third party alteration or interference. And that's great for business moving forward, because it means that business can be done with greater clarity and greater confidence and greater peace of mind, or whether it's an individual exchange of money as well. The same applies there. So with that being said, what is the main mechanism by which Bull Run 1 delivers this concept of giving and receiving of money through the smart contract? Well, it does it through the use of global pools, of which there are a total of 10. And those 10 global pools are what I call forced one-line auto pools. So each pool is an auto pool, in that people move through the pool automatically, and then they manually have to enter the next pool. So you're not forced to enter the next pool, but each pool is automated. And by one line, it means a single line. So if I enter a pool today, whoever joins Bull Run next, whether it's through me or somebody else, they come in behind in the timestamp. They enter the queue, and then that next person after them and after them. So it's time and sequential. It's time stamped and sequential. And each time somebody enters the pool, it helps to move everybody else through the pool until they cycle out. So how do you cycle out from a pool? Well, let's take the first auto pool, because auto pools 2 to 10 just slightly different. So in the first auto pool, after, say, I've registered, which is a fee of 0.05 Ethereum, and for the purpose of this demonstration, let's take 1 Ethereum to be $130. It's a bit more at the moment, but just for the purpose of this. So 0.05 would be about $6.50. But in that, you need to allow for a little bit of fee for the transaction. It's called a gas fee. Let's just say $7. So you'd want to allow 0.06. And then the auto pool 0.1, to enter an auto pool, it's 0.1 Ethereum, which is about $13, okay, just to give you an idea. So, okay, having registered and then paid for the first auto pool with my total of, let's say, 0.17 in total between those two. So now I've entered the auto pool with 0.1 Ethereum. So in order to cycle out of that first auto pool, I need to receive 2 payments of 0.1 from 2 users, as it says there. So 2 users are 2 people who have themselves registered and paid into that auto pool. So when I receive 2 payments of 0.1 each, that makes a total of 0.2, and then I cycle out of auto pool 1. Now, if I'm the first in that pool, that can happen very quickly. Just the next 2 that come in and do that, I'm out very quickly. But if I'm further down in the queue, then every 2 people that register means that register and pays in the first auto pool means that somebody else cycles out. It's pushing everybody forward. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, for pools, auto pools 2 to 10 inclusive, slightly different in that I receive 3 payments instead of 2 in each of those pools in order to cycle out. Those 3 payments will be different in each of the pools. So The whole idea is that each auto pool costs an increasing amount to enter into that auto pool, but you only pay for it out of your profits. You're not having to pay each time, okay? And so basically each auto pool is a higher entry level fee, which you can pay out of your profits. Only in the case of auto pools 2 to 10, you are looking to receive 3 payments for whatever you paid in that respective pool. So for example, in auto pool 2, it costs 0.2 to enter that pool. So I will then receive 3 payments of 0.2 to make 0.6. And from those profits, I can enter auto pool 3, and so on and so forth up to auto pool 10. So in total, I'm looking for 29 payments from number 1 to number 10. Now, the other thing that you need in order to enter the second auto pool and thereafter, all the way up to 10, is you need 1 referral for each, called a direct partner. Now, for those of you who might panic and think, oh my goodness, I'm not very good at sharing, or I'm not a great promoter or marketer, we have you covered too. So there's 2 options to get a referral called a direct partner for each of those auto pools, which would make 9 in total. You can either share your link and introduce somebody, and when they register, they become classed as a referral. Now, you don't want them to just register, you want them to get going and buy into the auto pool. But for the sake of having them defined as a referral for you, okay, it's at the point where they join under your link and pay the registration fee that goes with that. The second way is that you could open a position under your own referral link and register that position with 0.05, and then that becomes classed as a referral under you. You can do it that way. And that's for the people who don't like to share or don't feel they're that good and don't feel they can get 1 referral for each of the remaining auto pools, which would be a total of 9 referrals. So covered both ways, okay? Don't worry. Now, please remember, if you do the second one and you open up positions under you, that you want to get them going as soon as you can in the auto pools so that they can each earn for you, so that you can keep earning in perpetuity without any end, in other words. And that gives you that, you know, an income stream that can go on for as long as you want it to. Now, let's give the scope of profits here. So basically, in the first auto pool, you come out with a profit of 0.2 Ethereum. And by the time you cycle out of pool 10, auto pool 10, that will give you 300 Ethereum. Now, let's just think about this, what this means. So by paying one time 0.05 Ethereum, and the 0.1 to get into the first auto pool, which is about $26 thereabouts at the moment, but let's just call it 30, you get a potential earnings of just under $40,000. Now, I know you might pay a bit more than that if you open positions under you, because you have to register with 0.05 Ethereum, but let's just keep it simple for the moment and say for roughly $26 to $30, you have potential earnings of just under 40,000. Where can that happen in the traditional world? If you go to your bank and ask for a loan, and say, hey, I've got $30 in my hands approximately, can I have 40,000? They'll laugh you out of the bank. And to get that return on any savings account in the bank, if you're investing, you'd have to be reincarnated forever to even put a dent in this. You know, so the scope of what's possible here for you to take $26, $30 and turn it into 40,000. And how long does that take? Well, I'll come on to that in a moment when I share my experience, but it's not really about time so much as how quickly everybody gets receives those 29 payments, and with 9 referrals, whether it's other people or you opening positions under you. And so this is a constant flow and a recycling. It has no beginning or no end. But it's more about how quickly that can happen. And so, but there's the potential there. It can happen quite soon. And, you know, you can look at this in a number of ways. You can look at this as, of course, cash flow for yourself, for everyday things to help your family. If somebody's sick in the family, if somebody has a need or hit hard times, you've got, you know, a little cash cow there that's not so little, or maybe I should call it a cash ball. Or you could see it as funding for your business, or you could see it as an investment that returns sooner than a lot of investments that could take years and years and years to return that amount. Certainly if you're comparing it to the bank. And so it could be for a charity or philanthropic cause, or to set up your own foundation. So here you've got a very real solution that can happen in a realistic amount of time for you, and through a very, very simple concept that executes in a very streamlined way. And by the way, so I put here, you know, the benefit from a financial perspective, if you add these two together, that's 0.15. I've used that as an example. Bear in mind it might be a little bit more if you open positions under you. Out of pocket returns 300 Ethereum when pool 10 is cycled out of. And remember, that's 29 payments. And you also get rewards for referrals as well, whether it's that you open a position yourself or somebody comes under you that you've introduced. I'm not going to go into what that is for now. Just know that you get it. Otherwise, this video can go on a little bit. And so that's how it works, basically. And that's how you cycle out. And you now know the registration and entry fee. You do have an option, if you want, to buy into higher pools, which would mean additional amount out of pocket. I've painted the simple case scenario, the lowest amount out of your pocket for the greatest amount. But you do have the option of, say, after you've bought into pool 1, to say, hey, I've got enough, let's buy pool 3 and put in a referral, the, you know, required number of referrals that equate to that. You can do that. The only thing I encourage you strongly to do is to go back to the ones you skipped over so that the cycles complete smoothly and everybody is helped as well at the same time. Okay, and so on that note, let me just share my experience and who I think this is for, and ultimately you will determine that. But I'm relatively new to smart contracts. I'm only involved in 2. I have no desire to become a smart contract addict. My main line of business is coaching and mentoring, and that's my calling and my life's work, not just my business. And there's, you know, a story behind that as well. But I, you know, came across blockchain and Bitcoin and then smart contracts a few years ago, but only really about a year ago that I got to hear about smart contracts and get a little bit familiar with them and understand them in a very basic way. And then it's only really just now, in the last couple of weeks, that I've started to look at how it actually works in a practical way by getting involved with this program. So there's a difference between kind of understanding the theory and then kind of learning how it works by becoming involved in it. And I have to say that I had to get past a little bit of a gremlin in my head that thought, you know, the concept of just giving and receiving, I mean, that's just so simple. You know, I had a little bit of a problem with that in just, you know, giving and receiving without having to justify it. You know, like, here is my cause and here's what I'm trying to raise. Just simply giving, simply receiving, without judgment, without justification. And so I had to get past that in my head. But in so doing, in putting aside that little judgment, because I grew up in an Asian cultural background where you work hard for everything. And so that was kind of what was behind that for me. So in getting past that, what I've come to see in this is it's a very simple concept. So it's not burdensome, it's not complex. Like a lot of things we're taught in life, that to be successful, it's kind of complex. This kind of goes against that and says, no. And actually, success doesn't have to be complex. We've just been conditioned to believe that's the case. And that's a video for another time. But it's very simple and streamlined. And the bull run contract itself, which you can view through your mobile phone, the dashboard is very clean, in my humble opinion. Everything is laid out very neatly. It's not cumbersome, and I can follow and navigate very easily once I've just understood the initial instruction. It all makes sense. And I like a clean, easy to navigate platform. Okay. And the other thing I would say from my experience, and I've only been in a couple of weeks, so I'm in pool 2, and I'm doing a combination approach of opening some positions under me, bringing people in, and also I bought into another pool, but I'm going back to complete the previous pool as well. So I'm playing with it from all angles, is what I'm saying. And you know, my view so far is this is as near to free as it gets for what it produces. Because whilst it's not completely free, in other words, there's that kind of $26 if you don't go and buy it, you know, extra out of pocket. And for what it produces and returns, that for me is as near to free as it gets. And the other thing is, if you're somebody that loves the idea of playing together as a team and everybody helps everybody, so the team work and cooperative building where everybody can win and everybody can thrive, instead of feeling you have to out-compete other people all the time in order to be successful, then you're going to love this too. And so those are the people I think will love this. But you decide ultimately. And so onto the practicality of, well, how to register and buy. I'm going to give you the stepping stones here, but in the verbiage below the video, you'll see the links, the relevant links you need. Okay, so first of all, this only operates using a Trust wallet, which is a mobile wallet that will hold Ethereum, or Metamask if you're using computer. And in the links below are the links to download the Trust Wallet or MetaMask. Now, if you don't know how to do it, just look on YouTube for how to open a Trust Wallet or MetaMask. But I will dig out a couple of YouTube links where there's good demonstrations, and that should be below. But if for some reason you don't see it below, just look on YouTube and follow the instructions, okay? And so that's the first thing to do, is to download from the links Trust Wallet for your mobile or MetaMask for your computer, and open up a wallet which will give you an address. And then the next thing is you need to buy Ethereum, and you can buy that from the exchange, whether it be somewhere like Coinbase. I don't like Coinbase, but Coinbase is one of the popular ones. If you're on Europe, Coin Corner is a good one. Local Bitcoins, there are a number out there that you can buy Ethereum with. And you want to buy enough Ethereum to be able to then load your wallet with, in point 3 there, 0.05 and 0.1. Now, that comes to 0.15 in total to load your wallet with. I would allow extra because of the transaction fee. It's called a gas fee. So it's more than likely that 0.17 would do it. I personally put 0.2 in my wallet. I wanted to allow slippage, but it's up to you as to what you have and what you're willing to do. 0.17 I believe would do it, but I did 0.2. Now, when you've funded your wallet, then with Trust Wallet, I'm going to use Trust Wallet as the example because that's what I use, that's what I like, that's what I prefer. If you do MetaMask, it's a slightly different process. I'll come back to that. But with Trust Wallet, once you open your Trust Wallet, at the bottom of the screen, there is a little icon that says DApp. You just press that, you hit that, and then it will open up a window with a list of apps, but at the top you'll see a little search browser bar. In that browser window, you need to take the referral link you've been given, whether it's mine that you'll see below the video or whoever your introducer is. And you want to copy that link and put it into that search bar and hit search. And what it will do is it will immediately bring up the contract, the smart contract for 0.05, which allows you to register. You need to register first. You can't skip the process. All you need to do is hit confirm, the confirm button, and it will automatically deduct it from your Trust Wallet. Once you've done that, you then want to log in to the dashboard via the referral link that you signed up under. And it will allow you to auto log in. It will just bring up a button saying automatically log, and you just hit that button, okay? You will see then within the dashboard your own referral link. You want to copy and paste that for sharing, okay? So that's just a piece of information. Now, the next thing it will show you, of course, then on that dashboard is the pools. And you want to look at pool 1, and you want to hit the enter button. And when you do so, a contract will appear with 0.1. All the details will be there. You don't have to enter 0.1. The contract will just be there, and you then hit the confirm button. And that will be taken out of your wallet. And now you are in pool 1. And the way you will know that you're in pool 1 is that it will show a little sash at the top, like a bookmark that says active. Now, the other thing I want to say, just to make it easier for you, is that if you are a member of Telegram, if you have a Telegram app, to join the bot that says at track TX. And when you join that, you can add your trust wallet address in there, and it will notify you as payments come in and as you cycle out of that particular pool. That saves you having to screen watch and all the rest. And then last but least here, that's just a reminder to me, point 9, that beneath this video, whether in YouTube or elsewhere, in the description below, I will put all the relevant links, my referral link, the link to download the Trust Wallet and Metamask, and probably where to watch how to do that if you're not sure. And I'll also set up a Telegram group where you can connect with me, so that if you still have any queries or issues or challenges or problems, you can just jump into there and say, "Hi Anita," introduce yourself. "Can you tell me more? Can you help me on board?" So I hope that has explained everything and covered all these points about what is a smart contract, how does the Bull Run global auto pool work in helping people to give and receive, who is this for, my experience, the key benefits that I've explained there to you, how to register, and how to enter and buy a pool. And so on that note, hopefully I look forward to engaging with you in the near future and welcoming you on board if this really speaks to you and is something that you would like to be involved with. It's really quite fun. It's really quite simple. It is not burdensome at all. And I think you'll really enjoy it as a fun way to make money. So on that note, wherever you are, have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you real soon. Bye for now.